Hello, and welcome to Real Talk with Rachel. Today I'm talking about how mental health care should be a basic human right. Everyone, no matter who they are, or where they are, or how much money they have or don't have, has a right to mental health care. That's what I believe. We should all have access to good quality care and the right to inclusion in our society. A healthy mind is not just for the wealthy and the privileged. We all deserve treatment and care to live our best lives. We're doing better than we used to, but there's still a long way to go. From a very early age, I have struggled with clinical depression and suicidal ideation. There are times in my life when I did not want to continue living. I was very good at hiding it. I was also very good at hiding my eating disorder, which developed when I was 11. And I started skipping lunch, which led to skipping breakfast, which in college led to skipping every meal because I had no more motherly eyes watching me. Recently, a friend and I were talking about how eating disorders root deep and early treatment is important. I never got treatment as a child or a teenager or a young adult. My family didn't have money for treatment. We didn't have money for therapy or medication or a stay in a facility that might have helped me learn a little sooner how to live with my mental illnesses. Instead, I coped on my own. Sometimes well, sometimes very poorly. Not everybody can cope on their own, and no one should be required to just because they lack access to and money for care. Because I did not receive early treatment, I still struggle with my eating disorder today. Those voices that have plagued me since I was 11 are loud and insistent at different seasons in my life. I've still never put myself in a treatment facility because it's expensive and my family can't afford my time away. One of my sons had a mental health crisis several years ago. He spent time in a treatment facility. We still have not paid the bill. It comes with some regularity about every quarter. It's printed on yellow paper, very eye-catching. It drags up all those old emotions of terror and despair, and I hate that we have to see it, and he has to see it, and we all have to remember that traumatic time in not just my suicidal son's life, but all our lives. Sometimes a parent has to choose between their kid's mental health and well-being and their own. Even though we're privileged enough to have health insurance that pays for mental health care, at least the weekly therapy kind, many aren't. So many. Sometimes I wonder how much society is missing out on because people don't have the care they need. How much creativity and brilliance are we missing? How many stories have we lost out on? During the pandemic, we saw a sharp rise in mental health crises, but no rise in policy change or equity plans. And our reality today is that mental health care is not affordable in the US. More than half of adults with mental illness in our country, which amounts to about 27 million people, don't get the treatment they need. People who live in small towns, those who sometimes need mental health care the most, don't even have access to it. I grew up in a small Texas town. There was no therapist. Therapy required a drive to the nearest town 30 miles away, which required the gas money for a drive on top of the extra money to pay for care. When you live paycheck to paycheck, that's an impossible ask. We need laws and policies that grant us all the care we need. Laws that protect and promote mental health. Laws that improve the quality of care so those who need treatment can find it and are treated with dignity and respect when they do. And we need to make it affordable. Racial barriers to mental health care need to be removed. Many people of color face a shortage of diverse representation in therapists. Studies show that white adults are more likely to seek out treatment and receive it. It's a problem of diverse representation, language barriers, and sometimes even implicit biases from mental health care providers. These problems need to be addressed too. My son had a plan to remove himself from the world. Where would he be without the care he received? And how many are we missing? It makes my heart hurt to consider that question. Mental health has a direct impact on other areas of our lives: school, work, relationships, community. We can only gain as a society from making mental health care a basic human right. Who knows how our world might improve if we all had the care we need to become completely ourselves. Thanks for listening to my Real Talk. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for videos about books and writing and more videos like this. See you next time.